Welcome back. Welcome back. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of ARL Ace and Review Live. And if you hear the baby crying in the background, that's okay because we work from home around here. We have a special guest with us, Isabella Ritz. Isabella, how are you?
I thought I am not muted. Hey, I'm great. Not my
Oh,
baby will be crying on the background. That's a good thing.
first of all, do you have babies or are they older now?
Yeah, I do have. I have 10 months and a half. I have 10 years old. I have 17 years old, and I have 18 years old.
You were out and they brought you back in. You were free with a 17 and 18-year-old, even with a 10-year-old, and then you see. I have three. I have an 8-year-old, a 5-year-old, and a 2-year-old. That's it. I'm done after that.
You know what is how old are you?
40. I just turned 40.
Oh, me too. So you're
Huh?
1983.
83. Yeah.
Yeah, that's my age. So listen, you look great. You look like you're 25.
Listen,
Uh
my wife is right behind this door, so you can tell her that, and she'll thank you for it.
well, I can tell you when old kids are growing up and you feel like, oh, the house will be empty, you really want more. I mean, that's what I felt. And I think I want one more, but then it will be like definitely
Ah,
done.
so we told everyone with one baby, one and done. With two babies, two and we're through. With three babies, I said three and that's it for me. And I'm not coming up with a rhyme for four kids. That's what I told my wife. So I'm not trying to rhyme for anything with four kids. But anyway, listen, thank you so much for coming and being a guest on the show today. Uh, I want you to tell everyone a little bit more about you. I know about you, and we're all over LinkedIn together, you and I. But I want you to tell everyone a little bit more about you, what you're doing with your agency, and what's going on. And then I'll tell you a little bit more about what we're doing here and how we're going to go through some ASINs and talk about some merchandising and cool stuff.
I love to talk about ASINs. Let's do it. Well, do you want to talk about me or you want me to talk about myself?
I like when people talk about themselves because then I like to talk about myself too. So you talk about tell me more about you, what your agency, what you have going on. Every time I pull up LinkedIn, you're always at an after hours party, you're always speaking at an event, you're going here, you're jet setting all over the place. So tell us more about what you do in your space and all that kind of good stuff.
Thank you for that. So, first of all, thank you for having me here. It's an honor, and like just an hour ago I was talking to Kevin Sanderson, which is also part of my Amazon guy. So it's just today is my Amazon guy day.
There you go.
And About me, well, it's pretty simple. I came in United States in 2015 with my three children at the time, with ex-husband and like a lot of other his family members. uh, I launched Amazon also in 2015 because I had to figure out what to do here. I was a serial entrepreneur back in Soviets, and not Soviets, back in Russia.
Mm.
I was born in Soviets. And I didn't think that I'm going to work for somebody, of course, and I had to just find the way what to do here. I lost 100 grand because I was pretty stupid and dumb, and I didn't read contracts when people made a deal and they're like, let's invest into something. And I was like, oh, let's invest. The business is gonna work, but it didn't work. I lost it pretty quick, like within a month, and then I realized that I have just $5,000 left, and I have to figure out what to do. And everybody was talking about Amazon, Amazon, Amazon. Like, okay, whatever, let's do Amazon. And I didn't understand the difference in between private label, wholesale, arbitrage. But what I did, that was private label ish. So I just put my logo on it and I sent it on Amazon. That was silicone wine glass. Uh, and I made $14,000 like immediately. And because it was Q4, I was really lucky. I was lucky with a lot of things because because it was a wild west, because that was super simple and easy, because it was Q4. It's just all the stars uh, came together and they said, listen, you just lost money, here you go, here's the opportunity.
Mm.
So I took the opportunity. I realized that Amazon works, and I learned that Amazon is possible. Okay, great. And then I started launching more products, and I was launching products. I was learning from my mistakes. In total, I lost about $2 million. Not a small amount. Some people lose more. But this is how I learn. This is how I learn what I'm supposed to do and what I'm supposed not to do with Amazon. And my agency was born in 2019 because I had huge, pretty big Russian community, and they've been asking, "What do you guys? Can you help us? Can you help us to do business on Amazon? Can you help us to grow? Can you help us to figure out what to sell?" And teaching people is not always simple and easy, especially because Amazon is super technical. We decided, listen, let's try to do it for you. And we have clients that we're doing with them and for them. Generally speaking, we're trying to free people up to some extent, but it is not done for your service all the way. We're doing product research and development and validation to make sure every single person that is launching their products on Amazon, they're confident that this product is going to work and this product is going to beat their competitor before they will spend a dime on inventory. So we're going through the process, like I believe that you guys going through the similar one when you're validating the product, you're developing the product, testing on a peak full against competition, taking the insights, redeveloping the product, making it better, and then already starting the sample production and everything else.
So that's the interesting thing. So from a standpoint from us as an agency at MAG, so we do everything kind of end to end, the PPC, the listing optimization, the troubleshooting, and all that kind of good stuff. What I kind of heard what you said is what we don't do is that kind of research and development of the actual product, right? So if someone comes to us and says, hey, I don't know what to sell. What can I sell? Can you guys give me some ideas? Can you help me source some stuff? So am I hearing that right? Is that your agency kind of does stuff like that as well? So if I come to you with like $100,000 and I say, Isabella, I don't know what to do on Amazon, set me up. You guys can do that?
We can do that as long as you're managing expectations. That's the biggest part. So you cannot tell me, I want to invest $100,000 and I want $1 million tomorrow back. So it's not a cash back. However, yeah, we can work with this budget and we can tell you, we will be doing the reverse engineering based on the customer avatar and based on the amount of money you want to make. Because some people, they're aggressive. They're like, I want to make $1 million in 7 months. And then we have to find the product that will at least go this direction, right? Or some people will tell us, I just need $5,000 or 5% a year growth. And we're like, okay, then that's easy. Yeah. So it will be based on like how many products you want to launch, and we will come up with a strategy and everything. But answering your question, yes.
So it's interesting too, because and then we're going to pull up some ASINs, and you've got some people saying hello and stuff like that. So
I'm very excited for that. Did you prepare ASINs up front, or you?
No, I have people come in here and they just spit some ASINs out at me, and we pull it up live and we take a look at it. And I'm from New York City. I shoot from the hip. I tell people exactly how it is. This is not the podcast where we tell you how beautiful your ASIN looks. We tell you this looks like crap and here's how you fix it, right? Because I think that's where people really need. They don't really need a pat on the back. They need that kind of realistic, sometimes pessimistic, but realistic kind of advice, right? So, so you said you were born in Soviet, but it's not Soviet, Russia. So it's a funny story.
I was born in Soviets. It's not Soviets anymore, but I was in Soviets, yeah.
So I live here in New York City, and my first job in e-commerce, right? My very, very first job out of college in e-commerce was working for a Russian company here in Staten Island. And I learned a lot. And it's funny because I was just showing Steven, I bought this new kind of key ring thing off of TikTok shop that it's like a bearing that you go like this. And it's just, anyway. The reason I'm saying that is
I can see it. I can, like, once you see it, you can't unsee it. Yeah.
Yeah. So the funny thing is, like, you said Russian, whatever, and then it automatically brought me back to when I worked at the company with the Russian guys, and I put my keys on my desk, and they lost their mind. They said that is the most unlucky thing to do, to put keys on a desk. Is that true?
Well, I don't remember this one, but the Russians, they're super superstitious. Like, you can't put your bag on the floor. You have to be scared of black cat.
Then they also said no whistling in the office. And I remember
because all the money will go away from you. Yeah.
The UPS guy came in the office one day delivering a package, and he was whistling. The owner came flying out of the office. Who's whistling? And I was like, it wasn't me. But it's funny because, and then we'll get into ASIN, sorry, because you said Russian stuff, so brought me back. Whenever someone speaks Russian, my wife was talking to me the other day about getting a Russian manicure, like Russian nails and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I was like instantly like listening to the words that they used to say back in the day when I worked there, like, harasho, right? And then they would say like, paslushis.
Послушай.
Yeah, paslushi. And then the owner's wife used to say that I look like a Russian cartoon bird.
Oh, nice. Which one?
It's like a little bird with a big nose.
Yeah. I think I know which one they're talking about.
That's what I look like. So that's my experience with working with. Anyway, but
it seems to me they've been very nice to you by like, don't whistle, don't do this, don't put your stuff on, like.
Listen,
and you all say bird.
Yeah, but I that was the foundation of my e-commerce. That's how I got here. So
that's you got the strong foundation. That's the biggest part.
So Barbara says hi Barbara. We got AMZ Joe. We got Dylan over here. The man, the myth, the legend, John Aspinall. Excited for the stream with Isabella. We're excited to have you here, my man. Nikki says, where should we put keywords to help SEO? I know title, description, and bullet points, but isn't there areas in the product setting and stuff like alt text? What about A+ content stuff? So that's a good question. And I'm going to pull up my screen.
Do you want to cover, or you want me to cover?
Yeah. So I'm gonna pull this up here.
Yeah. Just let's move away from our website. So when you work with the keywords, so how Amazon right now is indexing, and it might go away pretty soon. For right now, it's all speculation that it will go away, but the chance is really there. So when you put the keyword into your product, so for example, here is like soap with like Mediterranean raspberry scent and all this stuff, right? So you put it inside of the picture. If your picture has the keyword that is relevant to the keyword relevant to the product, you will have this multiple indexing of your product that will help you to be ranked on a page 1 or whatever keyword you're looking for. Keep in mind, Amazon is also doing right now based on the interest, and Amazon targeting people based on the interest and their previous behavior. So it's not just the keywords, it's also supposed to be the customer avatar on the picture. So for example, if on this soap, it's a soap, right? Yeah, it is soap.
This is one of Steven's soaps, yeah.
Yeah, if the biggest avatar of this soap will be grandma, you should put the grandma on the soap packaging. And if the biggest avatar is the male version African American, you should put this person. If the avatar is somebody else, you have to put this customer face on this product. And then your indexing and your conversion will be really phenomenal. You will see some phenomenal results. However, some of the products, they are not relevant to the specific customer avatar based on the ethnicity or age or something, like Tumblr, for example, right? There are different Tumblrs that you can supplement with the different avatars, and you can repurpose them as well. But you should include a keyword inside of the product packaging and inside of the picture, but it cannot be like black Tumblr or Tumblr insulated Tumblr 16 ounces. It's supposed to be meaningful, and it's supposed to be triggering with the benefit. I hope it does make sense.
That 100% makes sense, right? So, I always talk about when people talk about, and I brought up a Tumblr, Steven's product for a soap, it's a little bit different, but when we talk about Tumblrs and we talk about customer avatars and ICPs, right? So a lot of times I'll speak to prospects that'll say, oh, I sell water bottles, right? I say, well, who's your customer avatar? Well, everyone drinks water. Everyone should drink water. Not everyone does drink water, and not everyone is going to drink water out of, let's say, a $50 container versus a $15 one, right? So
Right.
you have a $35 Stanley, and then you have a $6 not a Stanley. So understanding that, who's the customer avatar, right? So when we talk about customer avatar, we're talking about, I don't like that image is small, but you're talking about women, men, this, that, and the third. So at a $6 price point and at the color value prop, who are we talking about here? Showing that, right? And then from a SEO perspective, right? You have the title, you have the bullet points. I always tell people, I don't know about you, Isabella, but I always see people with the last bullet point always talking about, if you're not happy, you're not satisfied, money back guarantee, we'll take care of you, no problem. We have the best customer service. I always tell people that is the worst thing you can do, because this is area for indexing and SEO, and no one is searching best warranty, best guarantee, stuff like that, right? So you're wasting space for indexing. We're talking about Amazon customer service. When Amazon, listen, I know if I don't like it, I'm going to get my money back anyway. You don't have to tell me that. But
Yeah.
bringing it down here, when we talk about brand story module, and we'll talk about this in a second too, about A plus, standard A plus versus premium A plus. I think that's a big difference too, right? But brand story module, this guy doesn't have it. But if I go to Stevens, right, listing here, brand story module, you have crawlable text in your brand story module, but then you have so much room for modules within inside the carousel for brand story module, which indexes for organic SEO, and you have alt
It's
text
also
behind.
premium content. Not everyone has this premium content.
No, this is the
This one
brand
is
story module. This is the brand
yeah,
story module. Yeah.
but this one I believe is a premium, not?
No, this is the brand. This is a regular brand story module that you can go into and just, you can add more and more modules into the brand story module. A lot of people don't add
Okay.
enough modules. Yeah, they just add
Yeah.
one or two. But in the
Okay.
premium, in the premium A plus content, that's the thing. I'm not a fan of premium A plus content. I know a lot of people out there are going to hate me for it, and a lot of agencies don't like that because they upcharge for premium. For me though, I don't like friction. And when you make it where I have to click on this to see the value prop.
And not a lot of people also know that they have to click. Most of the people there get to use the scroll.
Yeah.
And especially when they're in the app, and a lot of purchases, like of course the majority of purchases is still happening from the desktop, not from the
Yeah.
app. But a lot of people that, like for example, for the tumblers, more of the people, they're buying these products on the go, and they're scrolling, so they're not really swiping. And I totally agree with you here. We have a listing to review if you want to pull it up.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna get. Don't.
Barb,
I'm gonna get to. Don't worry, we're in no rush. We're
okay.
gonna take our time. Yeah, listen, we want to. This is freebie for them. We're gonna get to Barbara, but I just want to say before I forget, because I have ADHD for 1,000%. When you have premium A plus content, a lot of times people will forget to put crawlable text. So right now, these are just images. So as far as this listing that I pulled up here, there's no organic ranking that's happening with this outside of alt text. And the alt text that they're using here is a throwaway. There's nothing in here. So what you want to use about alt text is Spanish phrases, typos, misspellings, all this other kind of good stuff. Barbara's a good sport. She says no rush.
By the way, what do you think? What are your thoughts on Chinese keywords? They started like a couple years ago. They started popping up a lot in the search volume. And for those of you that don't know, Chinese people, they are buying from Amazon.com a lot, just because for them it's much easier and cheaper to buy from us and ship there than vice versa, because when they're buying something on their market, it's more expensive for them. So, and we found something useful is to include Chinese keywords into the listings, into the titles, and it's working very well.
See, I knew that for Spanish phrases. I never thought about, that's new to me. I never thought about Chinese, right? And it's interesting because I went to Google Translate. I just put water bottle and for Chinese, right? And I typed it in here, and these guys are coming up for that phrase where other competition might not be coming up. That's really interesting to see.
If you will take a look at data dive for Helium 10, for some of the products, and we found it when we've been analyzing and going through the data, that a lot of products contain this keyword on their back end, but they don't use it on their title. And the title density, believe it or not, is 0. And when you include it into the title density, and if you use this like in your title, then your title density now is 1, which means when somebody is searching you and buying you based on this keyword, you're on top.
That's super interesting. I didn't think about that. So something like this is 3,200 organic, 1,400 paid, and I take a look here and I kind of just pull this up, and it's super. And we'll get to the ASIN in a second, Barbara. Sorry, but I'm going off on a tangent here. But it's whenever I take a look, and you said Data Dive and Helium 10. There's Jungle Scout too, and there's all sorts of tools out
Oh
there.
yeah, definitely.
My go-to is just Helium, right? And I kind of formulate and kind of customize my thing for when I take a look at ASINs. I only want to look at this information. This is the most important information for me. Everything else is maybe for brand management. It's a little bit different. For me, this is the most important when I speak to prospects and brand owners, right? So I sort by search volume and I look at the sponsored and organic, and I tell people, protein bottle shaker, 90K searches a month. You're paying to be number 11, but you're not ranked organically. So one of two things: either this is relevant and you need to rank organically for it, or this is not relevant and you need to stop spending money on it. So it's one of the two things, right? So something like this makes these numbers make sense. You're paying to be 56 and something very heavy like water bottle.
Could you add here also title density? So you will entertain me a little bit.
Let me take a look here.
Yeah, this one. Great.
So talk to me a little bit more. I never use title density. Tell me more. Teach me about title density.
So title density is the pretty much frequency of how many competitors are using this keyword on their title as in like number 1. So water bottle, blah, blah, blah. Water bottle, something else. So, and here, when you have 47 competitors with a water bottle, and we have like on this page, how many 48 placements? If it's a page 1, then if we have 47 competitors out of 47 places on this page 1, and all of them already like in thousands of reviews, we definitely don't want to go with a water bottle product with a water bottle as a title density, because we can't beat these competitors on the Amazon based on the keywords, because these days we're not selling products, we're selling keywords, as Anthony Confrancesca said last week at Campy Camp. So, and because we're going after keywords, my approach is also based on we're coming up to like validating products and creating titles, is we have to look at this title density, because we don't want to go to the shark pit when it's already the shark pit. So we want to avoid it. Like, for example, look, same day delivery items is not working. So water bottle with straw. And then can we do also the filter by 2 keywords minimum? No. It's go up. And then you do word count 2 on the left, first filter, 2 minimum. And now apply filters. And now scroll down. Yeah, so now we have, where do we have something relevant to this product that will with the...
Well, I was looking at the protein shaker bottle. I thought that was super interesting on this one, because the 90K searches, this title density is 17.
Still a lot, but not that bad. Still a lot, but not that bad.
So what's the threshold for you as far as like what's not a lot and what's...
Listen, I like to be, it's like my personality is affecting everything I'm doing, like majority of the people. I like to be just one in a crowd or maximum 2. I don't like to share the stage. So I'm very good with healthy competition, but when it's a shark pit and you understand that you will be drowning and you don't have like the second for breath to take a breath, I rather to go something under 5, under 7.
What about this one right here? Water bottle with handle 2.
Great. Look at that. We have 2, and we have the title density is 2. We can double check by going on Amazon first page, and when you will run the X-ray, you will be able to see are they actually using in a title just like how many 2 or 7 was there? 2. Yeah, if it's actually just 2 sellers, or Helium 10 is lying to us, but how likely it is true. And then that means if you will rank your Tumblr with handle on a page 1, then every single purchase will, with based on this keyword, will just push you up because you're the number. And as long, of course, as your conversion is good enough.
So this is super interesting too, because they're paying to be number 5, but they're organically 238.
238, yeah.
So to me, if this was someone that we were speaking to, I'd say, listen, your organics needs to pick up, your optimization for your title, your bullet points, right? See these kind of things.
Do they have this keyword in the title?
What was it again? It was
Water bottle with handle.
Water bottle with handle. Water bottle with
Yeah.
handle.
Yeah, they do, but their first one is half gallon, 64 ounces water bottle. So that's
So the placement is better when it's this first in front, correct?
right. Yeah.
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 So, and then coming down here, right? They don't have a
Is it
brand.
actually with handle? Hold on. Is it? It is not. It doesn't have a handle. It's a bullshit.
No, it does up here.
It's not really handle. It's handle is like it's on the right side.
I
Whatever.
guess it's all really relative, right? So it's like, okay,
Yeah.
this is the handle, but you come down here, there's no real organic as far as like, if I take a look at like the alt text, there's nothing here. It's like they're not even trying, right? So
and that's probably why they were not purchased based on the water bottle with handle, because it's more the carrier. It's not really handle.
right. So
because the handle is on the right side, purple one.
Yeah, this one right here, like Simple Modern, right?
Correct.
But by the way, did you go to Innovate, AMZ Innovate?
No, I wasn't able to make it, but
okay. I was there. But I try to go to anything that's in New York City. I'll just walk around. Anything that's out in New York City.
ASGTG.
Which one?
I was at ASGTG.
Yeah, I didn't go. That was recently, right?
Yeah, 2 weeks ago. Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, someone asked me from Carbon 6 if I was going to go, and I wasn't able to go. But I try and do everything in New York City if I can. Okay, cool. So so there's a lot of this kind of, the reason I say that, because the guy from Simple Modern, the CEO, was there at AMZ Innovate. So there's a lot of like, handle up here, handle on the side. So again, it's all really kind of relative, right? So it's interesting to take a look at this kind of, I always like to take a look at the SERP, right? The search engine result page.
Yeah.
And I like to see exactly what Amazon stopped doing the split test of add to cart from the SERP, right? So depending on where you are, there used to be add to cart on the SERP a lot, even in like supplement category, men's supplements, right? They stopped doing this for a while. There was a lot of add to cart on the SERP, and that was super dangerous for brands because you would just have this main hero image to be the deciding factor of if I was going to buy you, yes or no, right?
Yeah.
So guys like this that are showing the packaging, they're showing the value prop, they're showing, they're making it compelling, they're showing what's inside, is always going to do well compared to people that don't. But that's not a standard, because there's guys like Stanley, they're huge, they don't have to show anything and people are going to buy it, right? So I always tell people, don't go to the Nike, to the Apple, to the top dog, because what they're doing is not always best practice, because they don't have to do it, right?
Right.
Always look at the ones that are a little bit off brand that are doing that. So strategy is box and then this here. And a lot of people will tell me, oh, John, that's against Amazon's terms of service. I can't show this. I can't show that. Everything on this page is everything on Amazon is against terms of service, right? It's just how much are you bending the rules, right? I tell people, if the speed limit is 30, it's like doing 35 in a 30, right? Are you breaking the law? Absolutely. Are you going to get pulled over? No. Versus doing 50 in a 30, where you're breaking the law and you get pulled over, right? So.
Yeah. But here's another part. When, to your point, when these people are listing, for example, a box next to, first of all, box is included with the product, so you can put, and like we are taking this advantage all the time when we put the benefits, the main benefits on the box to make sure we're listing the box so people can read from the first picture. This is not against Amazon TOS. And the second part, if you believe that your product's supposed to be on the main page with the interior, or like exterior, like for example, if you will pull right now yard sign, all of these yard signs will be
Oh
outside.
yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
You just send Amazon the message in the help section, opening the you can do like gender reveal or something, and you will be able to see yard sign gender reveal. Yeah. um yeah, and you'll be able to see all, yeah, those. So, and then you're asking Amazon, like, listen, I will be using this picture with interior or exterior because this is the only way how my audience will understand the product, and there is no way to go around it, and this will increase my conversion. 99% out of 100, Amazon will let you do it without any problems and obstacles, so you will be good to go.
And an interesting one too, and then we'll get to barbarization, is monitors. I don't know if you do a lot of business, it's hard because those are electronics, right? But if you look at computer monitors or televisions, they often take advantage of the real estate on the screen to talk about the value prop, right? So you're able to, this is the monitor, but they put the background of the monitor, 24-inch, 100 hertz, compatible with this. So a lot of these, and that's technically against terms of service, but it helps the customer experience, right?
Yeah.
Printers do this a lot too. Like Stephen always talks about these HP printers that they have where it's the piece of paper coming out. They here 3 months of ink, 3 months free ink, right? Am I getting a purple piece of paper that says 3 months? No, I'm not. And look at they sold 6,000, and this is probably more than 6,000. This is probably a vendor central offering too. So anyway, I don't
I
want.
mean, Amazon can do whatever they want to do, but they are not. It's not Amazon brand. That's the point. Amazon selling someone else's brand, and we had our products selling Amazon by Amazon, where Amazon was just asking us if it's okay if they will be selling. And generally speaking, we still, that's just first P, when you're the one who is violating or not violating the rules, and they're the ones who are just selling and reselling.
Yep.
So.
So this is barbarization. So Barbara's selling a snuffle mat for dogs for large breeds. I don't know what a snuffle mat is, but we're going to find out. That reduces boredom, encourages foraging skills, and stress relief. So here's a perfect example of what we were just talking about, Isabella, that bending the rules, right? So they're showing the products here. They're showing what's included in it. But then they're showing this little cute dog. Am I going to buy this and get the dog? No, I'm not going to buy this and get the dog. But can you see people complaining about this? No, but there's going to be people out there that are going to say you can't do this because it's against terms of service. Is this against terms of service? Absolutely, but it's aiding in the customer experience because it's showing you who the ICP
Can
is.
you pull up the main keyword? Let's see how our other competitors are listing their product.
Sure, let's take a look. So if I pull this, let's take a look.
I think the main keyword will be Snuffle mat for dogs. My assumption.
So yeah, you're going to get everyone doing this. So if you don't do this, and here's the thing, right? There's going to be different degrees of it, right? So you're going to get, and if you notice, I have helium 10 in here, so you can see a lot of this is China direct. So you're always going to compete with China on branding, not on pricing, because you can't compete with China on pricing. But you'll see there's people that are doing very similar, showing the dog here on the white background, similar to this. There's people that are going to be showing a more of a lifestyle shot over here. And there's going to be people that are going to be showing the process, or very Alibaba-esque kind of images, which I can't stand, you know? So when you take a look at the SERP, right, and see exactly what's going on, this is super compelling, right? So even though this is definitely against term service, I didn't know that this is what it does, how it goes from small to big and that kind of stuff, right? So going back here, I often tell people, you know, we sold about 107 units over the past 30 days, $25 price point. I tell people all the time, you know, don't make me do math. Don't make me think. I don't want to have to think. So if this is a 4 suction cups, right? So this is a 1, 2. So is this the product closed? That's almost what it looks like. So it's confusing because someone might think this is what I get
That was
along.
my point. I wanted to ask, like, what is that included? Like, what is this?
Yeah, so what it looks like is this is the product, and this is the product closed up with the suction cups on it. So they're showing what it looks like closed, and then what they're showing what it looks like open, but it's not
Yeah.
clear.
So if you don't have to show it folded, you're showing only the things that are included into your product. So because my assumption, I am buying this mat, then something that is folded, then this is the bag and those are the suction cups.
Mhm.
So what you're supposed to do is just to list the products on the left side or on top. It depends how your Pickful testing will tell you like what you're supposed to do, what's the best experience. But what you shouldn't do is to show everything and nothing, because this is really confusing, and this is where people are getting bad Vine reviews, because people assume that they will get something else and then they don't.
Yeah. So
So
I always pull up. Are you a big fan of Canva or no?
no, I'm not. My team is. We're usually do everything we're doing in Photoshop.
Yeah,
And
oh, yeah, definitely too. Photoshop is more pro, but for me, whenever I show stuff, I always kind of pull up the
yeah,
Canva version, right? So for me, if I was going to redo this image, right, and I was going to show better value prop with something like this, right, the first thing I would do is, let me show you this here. If I edit the photo, drop the background, right, and then what I want to do is, let's just, for argument's sake, I'm going to remove this because this means nothing to me, right?
yeah,
And I'm going to be quite honest. I may, for argument's sake, remove this and this too, and go with me on this journey, right? Because what I'm going to do is do something like this, right? I'm going to say, white box, and pull up a photo of one, right? And if you have retail packaging, or if you have actual packaging images, I would say obviously you want to use those, right? But let's say, you know what, let me go with brown box. So brown box, because sometimes people ship in bulk and stuff like that. So something like, let's pull up, what's a good one? Let's pull up this one right here, right? So we'll drop this. We'll drop this. The reason I do this, I show people all the time, you want to take something like this, and now you have something to build off of, right? Where now
yeah,
you can say very clearly, this is your packaging in the back, this is your product. And then what this gives you is the opportunity to put what your product is on it, right? So if you have a logo, you want to put a logo on it, but something like this, we want to put Snuffle mat, right? So I think I put two things over here. Let me delete that. So obviously I'm not a graphic designer. I just play one on TV, but our team does a much better job at this. But something, I put Snuffle. Hold on.
well, it's
So
because you have kids.
that's right. We want to snuggle with the babies. So something like that, we do like a Snuffle mat, right? And then we want to put dimensions. We want to put the logo. We want to put who it's for, so that when you're over here, you're standing out from the SERP by doing what no one else is really doing, by telling you
Yeah.
very clearly what the product is. Because if I look at this kind of stuff, I don't know what it is. I don't know. And people shop with their eyes. I need to see, because yeah, you may be able to put it down here and what it is, but you're competing visual against visual, right? So a better version of this is what you want to put, and then you want to put things like the dimensions, right? So what are the dimensions with this?
Also, if you have variations, I don't know if you do, that will be great if you will put variations on the side as well.
Yes. So
So
have you seen the 27-inch by 27, something like this, right? So Jason at our company and I, we always talk about the ice cream scoop saga. Are you familiar with what's going on with that? So if you go over here, if you go to ice cream scoop, ice cream,
and it will be dog stuff.
No, so what it's doing is, you see this, I always pull up this example. You see these guys over here, Spring Chef? They
Yeah.
use this kind of retail tag to show color variations for something for parents. It's genius, right? So
yeah.
So and a lot of guys are doing that, because guess what happens, right? Amazon will have sometimes their little kind of swatches under here that'll let you know if there's other colors. But guys like Gorilla Grip and Spring Chef, no one's ever going to complain that they got their ice cream scoop and they didn't get this little tag on here. No one's ever going to complain about that.
Yeah.
But
You can show anything that is attached to the product, and this is your creativity is coming out. So as long as you can attach any type of instruction, trigger point, any placement where you can talk to your client, do that, because those big guys, they're clearly telling you that's the way to go about with this product. So
Yeah. So
that's
something like this, like what you were saying with like variations, right?
yeah.
So something like this, if you go to, and if I just want to say plain colors, right? Let's say, for example, I don't know, maybe you have different color variations. Maybe you have, let's say, why is this not going here? Let's say maybe you have the purple one, right? And maybe you have the yellow one, and maybe you have, the orange one. Why is my orange one not going in there? But you get the idea, right? So now from this image, I could see the different swatches over here. And I can say, oh, there's different colors, there's different sizes, there's different styles. A lot of times, a lot of people, what they'll do is they'll make it look like it's like retail packaging, and you'll put all the different color variations on it. And then you'll put like an X or a check mark next to it, right? To say, okay, this is the color that I'm getting, right? So sometimes you'll get something like that,
Yeah.
right? That says like,
probably the green mark, the green check mark, like done. But
yeah.
anyway, you guys got the point. Yeah.
Yeah. So definitely something like that. So I know that was a long way for us to say that, Barbara, with just your main image, but I always tell people, so I like how you're doing the us versus them. Isabella, I don't know what you tell your clients and partners, but us versus them story is super, super compelling. Like if you're not saying why you, why not your competition, why not? Like if you're not better than them, what makes you think I'm going to buy from you and not the competition? Makes sense?
What is this slide number 2? Can you please pull it up?
This one right here?
Yeah.
So irresistible bacon strips, delicious toppings, crispy pepperonis, tasty pizza rolls, cheese. So it's all themed around pizza and stuff like that.
So what does it do to the dog? So the way that you described it, that's great. But I am buying the product based off the benefits for my dog. What does it do for my dog? So you have to put it out there. Like the bacon stripes do this. Tasty pizza does this.
Yep.
Something else does this. So there is no way you just put some features without explaining the purpose of these features.
So that's a good thing too that I always tell people. It's always benefits over features. I don't care about the features. I only care about the benefits, right? So for me, you can tell me a million different features, but if that's not compelling as to a benefit as to how that affects me, you're 100% right. It doesn't make any sense.
If she's saying that that's picture number 4, by picture number 4, I can already leave your listing. You have 3 seconds of my attention when I click on your listing. You catch my attention or you lose it. So if you have some benefits that you have to tell me about your product, because there are plenty of competition out there, you have to tell me within first 3 seconds. So or you're moving this slide, or you're redoing the slide number 2.
Yeah. And here's another thing. They're using the brand story module, which is great because, again, you compete with brand, not compete with price with China. But this is super AI. And I'm really, really good at AI and generative fill. I don't know if you can see. Hold on. This look like fake dogs.
They do like fake dogs to you and to people that know about it. And to me. But for
the people that don't know,
for the people that don't know, it still doesn't matter. So, but at the end of the day, you still should test these pictures. If those pictures are converting, or like the main pictures, you have to test them out. But
I don't see your product here. I see your brand story, but how is your brand? What is your brand and what is your product? And like I said before, you have so much room for modules over here for organic SEO, and you're using some organic SEO and some alt text here, but not enough. And I go down to your A+ content. There's a lot of words, a lot of walls of words, which is good, but I need to scan quickly and see what I want and be able to understand, right? But there's no crawlable text here. There's only images. There's no organic SEO that's here. These are all just, static images. And they do have alt text behind them, but that's the only saving grace you have for organic SEO. But like something like this, it's super wordy. Like it doesn't, like you're making me work and I want to just quickly get it, right? And if I can't quickly get it, I'm going to churn and I'm going to go someplace else.
Yeah, the purpose of your picture is to talk. Your picture doesn't talk. You're making me, like John is saying, you're making me work and read. And when I'm making the purchase, I have this limited time. A lot of people, they're literally making the purchase when they're driving, which is terrible, but they do that. When
I've done it before too.
Yeah, when people are watching the kids, when they're walking the dog, they have to take a look, scroll it, scan it, and purchase it. So you have these 3 seconds, pretty much like the ABC content is increasing your conversion, not the conversion, amount of sales by 8%. So if it's not 20 or 25, it's 8%. So if you want to utilize it, then you have to make it super powerful. Otherwise, you're just not doing anything. You just you put it out there just to be there.
Just to have stuff. Don't everything has to be strategic and everything has to be meaningful for sure. Region says, if customer left a 5-star product review mistakenly as a seller feedback, am I allowed to send them email asking them to post the same review under exact product as a product review? Is it within TOS? No, it sucks, but you can't do that.
Just enjoy your 5 stars. That's it.
That's it. That's it. Just call it a day. People always tell me, I know this isn't the case, but people always tell me, John, what do I do when I get a negative review? John, what do I do when I get a 1-star review? John, it's it. It's over. That ship is sailed. Unless they did something to break TOS, if they said a curse word, if they said something not related to the product, if they said something related to the service and it was FBA, if it's negative, move past it and sell more product. How do you drown out a bad review? Sell more product.
That's the easiest part. Yeah. Instead of just focus on something big instead of something small.
Yeah. Barbara says, is there a reason why the description has disappeared from my listing? Is it replaced by the A+ content? So yeah. So if especially with, if you're using, sometimes with Premium A+, that's also the case as well. But yeah, it is going to do that, but you're still able to put the 500 words of crawlable text. So you're still able to do that.
Yeah.
AMZ Joy. Dylan says, Isabella, when are you releasing your newsletter and what will you be talking about? Are you doing a newsletter?
Tomorrow is the first issue coming out. Yeah, it's gonna be every 2 weeks for now, and we'll see how it goes, how will be the open rate, and then I'm planning to move to once a week. It will be about the product research and development and validation, everything around software, AI. And I don't know, you guys tell me if it's gonna be good or not. It's my first time I'm doing the newsletter. I really committed. I was preparing it for 2 months. And given that I'm not fluent in English, trust me, it took me a lot of time. So I am writing myself. There is no VAs, nobody. So firsthand, and I will be just sharing knowledge with everybody by myself. And tomorrow is the first issue is coming out. So stay tuned. Yeah.
How are you using are you going through LinkedIn with the newsletter, or is it through MailChimp or your direct kind of email?
Beehive. I'm using Beehive. It's a paid software where you literally just build in this newsletter, and it's just about newsletter. It will be subscribers that will subscribe just for the newsletter. I'm not using my email list that I already have. It will be just all targeted people that are interested to learn from me about product research and development.
Very, very cool. I always ask people that too, and I'm probably going to ask you in the next 5 or 10 minutes, what's your software stack? I always ask people because here we use Asana, we use Slack, we use, but I did a poll on LinkedIn the other day of what is your software? What is your go-to tool? And I think I put Notion, Asana, or ClickUp. And I'll tell you, the results were even. Just as many people are using ClickUp as they are Notion and Asana. So what are you guys using for project management?
So we just, I will just ask quickly a question, guys. On my LinkedIn page, Isabella Ritz, we have, I think last post was yesterday on Monday. You will see the links there to subscribe. It's really on my LinkedIn page. So we just switched to Go High Level. we've been using Kajabi, and right now I think this one, yeah. So right now we're transitioned to go high level, pretty much almost there. Yeah, that's the link. And we're still using Slack. We're using Notion. We're using Airtable.
Oh,
Regarding
you guys are using Notion too? Fantastic. I'm like,
yeah, we have
I
a
love when
solution.
people use Notion, because Steven and our entire company, they don't use Notion, they use other stuff. And I'm still like, I'm using Notion. I'm using Notion for my LinkedIn content, for
Notion is
everything.
great. Every single report we built in Notion. It's user friendly. It's easy to share with clients.
That's awesome.
We use DocuSign or Sign Up, whatever one of those. We're using all software for Amazon, which is Smart Scout, Seller Tools, Helium 10, Amazon Product Opportunity Stores inside of Amazon, Data Dive, Shulix.
Are you using, because I know like we have PickFu and stuff like that, but also the guys at IntelliV are really, really good with that. So are you using IntelliV too, or no?
No, we don't. I'm very loyal to people I started business with, and it's very hard to take me away from somebody. It's like we're committed to Getida, sellers investigators. They're great guys, but they cannot do anything like to work with me because I committed to Getida, at least
Yeah,
for now.
yeah.
Then if we're talking about Peakful, Product Pinion, great people. Andrew is great guy, but we committed to Peakful. Like in Tel Aviv, when in Tel Aviv, I'd never worked with them. I really don't know what's inside. So
I'm doing a video next week where I'm like, I always kind of tell people I'm very agnostic when it comes to this kind of stuff. I appreciate how you commit to it, but for our standpoint, we're very kind of like, we'll use whatever tools out there and we give everyone opportunities, right? So there's tools that are good for some things, tools that aren't good for other things.
100%.
So yeah, so tune in next week.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
that's
do
why
it.
we're using, like, for Amazon, we are building relationships in between Smart Scout, Helium 10, Data Dive, Seller Tools, Shalex, like we're going in between all of them. But when it's a Peakful, like we're getting so much out of them and they have everything we need. So we don't need anything extra.
Yeah,
With the Product Pinion, I know it's they are letting you to do free polls if you are uploading your personal data.
yeah.
Yeah, you can do that as a brick brand.
So I've used. Well, I'm going on a tangent, but yeah, I agree. Barbara says I've run into those Gorilla Grip tags with colors before, and it took me a while to figure out what it was. To be honest, yeah. So those retail tags, they're digitally rendered on a post edit. If you look closely, you can tell that no one's ever going to care. If I ordered an ice cream scoop and I got it, I would not be like, where is that cool tag? No one's ever going to care, right? What it does is it aids in the customer experience. It aids in showing the color swatches, because no one's going to know if you have a parentage of 16 colors and you just can show just the one, right? So I think they do a really, really good job of doing that. Nina says, hello all. Hello. Barbara says, thanks for the insights. Very valuable. Laura, how can we subscribe to the newsletter? Oh yeah, we showed that over here too.
Yeah,
So I just
it.
subscribed myself, so I'll be looking forward to that. Don't forget to check your junk or spam folder. Absolutely, we'll do that. But yeah, so another interesting thing, Stephen actually told me that, and I saw on LinkedIn. Have you seen how Amazon's changing? Oh man, I forgot what it was. Adding more space on the search on the back end for the title. No, limiting space or adding more space for the titles. Did you see that?
It depends on the category.
Okay.
Amazon started doing it a while back. It depends on the product, depends on the category, and if like back in the days we could tell you like, yeah, you have 200 symbols, or you have 250, or you have 180. Right now you really can't, because it's all over the places. You have to go inside of the Amazon Seller Central. You have to find out how many symbols in the title you can actually have or cannot have, and then you will be able to build the listing, because it's not 100% like we don't have the same rule for every single product. This is what I'm trying to say.
Got you.
So yes, it is true.
Which is interesting. Like Amazon
Same
is,
with pictures, by the way. Not every single product has 8+1.
yeah, and it's just like, I don't know. Like, it's just Amazon's always changing, right? Everything. What happened yesterday is not going to happen today. It's not going to work tomorrow. So, and another interesting kind of dynamic is, I don't know how you feel your agency about omni-channel. I think that's like a dirty word, right? Especially in a lot of the Amazon space. That there's a lot of agencies out there that are focusing on omni-channel, omni this, omni, 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 omni. And I just made a post recently on LinkedIn talking about it's like the Kool-Aid, everyone's trying to drink it, when in reality, Amazon is that 900-pound gorilla in the room where everyone's getting most of their business and most of their sales from, but they keep having the shiny object syndrome. I'm guilty of that too, but they keep having shiny object syndrome where they're like, yeah, but I want to diversify. And like when I was at AMZ Innovate, a lot of the brands are talking about, oh, omni-channel, omni-channel. Go to Walmart, go to Target, go to Home Depot, go to Wayfair, go. But if you look at the numbers, right? Yeah, you can do that, but what you're yielding is not going to equate to Amazon. So everyone's worried about like, oh, what happens if Amazon goes out of business? It's a ridiculous question to even ask in 2024. They're not going. And I know the fundamentals of never build a business on a business. That's business 101. Never build a business on a business. But so many people have done this with Amazon that they want to go out there and see. Like right now, Walmart is 10% on a good day of your Amazon sales from what we're seeing, right? So
On it, yeah,
on a
probably
good,
10. Yeah,
yeah.
some
So
some businesses they have up to 20%, but it really depends. So when we're talking about omni channels, number one, I don't think you should keep all the eggs in the same basket. At the same time, it doesn't mean I'm talking about let's go to every single possible and impossible platform that is out there. What I mean here is you have to have your D2C website and you have to have your personal channel. One of those channels is actually newsletter. If you're converting your clients via insert card, that like you have to convert your client from Amazon to make this to turn this client into your lifetime client. And you can do it through the insert cards. It's one of the approaches where, like, for example, you can extend the warranty, you can give them tips, whatever you want to do, but your main goal is to make them click on this on this QR code inside of your insert card to make sure they are clicking. Like, for example, if you click within first 7 days, you are getting 360 extra days warranty for your product or whatever support. Come up with something, and then you can retarget these people on external traffic, and then you can come up with extra sales to your D2C, right? So this approach I really like. What I don't like when people are spreading out their attention, if they're if they're a solo entrepreneur and they don't have capacity to maintain all these platforms, and they're like the monkey running in between all the platforms, cannot keep up with one of them. And another part about the expanding marketplaces inside of Amazon, people are not thinking about if, for example, Amazon Europe has the avatar in demand for their product. They're like,
oh, for now you're talking because I know we're running out of time soon, but and I don't mean to interrupt you, but the amount of people I speak to every single day that are like, I'm selling on a .com, and I want to be in Amazon Japan, I want to be in Amazon Australia, I want to be in Amazon Spain, I want to be in Amazon Italy, I want to be in Amazon. You can be everywhere, but are you going to make money?
I don't know, you have to validate. Just go and you have to validate every single step you are doing. Like, we're in an era of technology and AI, and you have access to pretty much every single data you want. Just you have to go and validate and take a look and see if you will be able to sell or you won't. Don't ship it to Europe and run into all this VAT and taxes that will really kill you. Or same with Mexico,
Like
same with any other marketplace.
I tell people all the time, when we talk about omni-channel, the only channel that's viable to me to actually make money on outside of Amazon is TikTok Shop. That's it. Walmart, the only reason people go to Walmart is because they want the brick and mortar play. They want to be able to be seen by a brick and mortar buyer or your e-com buyer to go to in brick and mortar stores for Walmart. That's the only reason most people want to do Walmart online, because the business is not there, unfortunately, right? But the other thing is it's super like, yeah, TikTok Shop is like, it's like, are you doing anything with TikTok Shop yourself or no?
Damn, believe it or not, I'm trying to be verified. So it's a pain in the ass. I tried to be verified so many times. When I went to Camp and I spoke to some of you guys know John Balcazar. He said, "Listen, he also tried to be verified, and he found out this one like golden tip that you have to put inside of the address, because I'm like, damn, my EIN, my LLC, everything matches. I don't understand what's wrong." And he said, because high likely you've been changing addresses for your LLC, you have to put the address that was initially with your LLC like many years ago. I'm like, okay. So none of them worked so far. I really called the IRS and I said, guys, can you please send me the record of like every single address that is out there? So I'm waiting this week or next week, whatever, they will send me this paper. So I will literally go to TikTok and include every single address that was in the past with my LLC, because so far none of them worked.
So you want to laugh? So we were doing this when TikTok Shop came out and stuff like that. And I have like a TikTok with like 4,000 followers and stuff like that myself, whatever. I was like, let me just see if I can go on TikTok Shop. I applied for TikTok Shop. I got approved in 24 hours. I don't even have a business. I don't even sell my own stuff. I have a TikTok Shop right here. You can see there's nothing in my TikTok Shop right here. But I if I want to, I could just list whatever I want. It's just unbelievably bizarre the way TikTok operates. But the volume that I'm seeing people move on TikTok Shop, and I'll tell you why. It's because it's super organic, right? So if I go to TikTok, right, and really quickly, if I see, okay, if I find here, there's a hat over here, right? I can buy it, right? And the reason why it's doing really, really well is because I could do Apple Pay right from my phone. So that's the reason. That's the big thing with Amazon. Everything's already saved. Everyone always says it's saved. I don't have to do anything. The barrier of purchase is very, very low and very, very easy, right? To the threshold. So that's why TikTok Shop is doing well. If you had to sign in and save your credit card and then log in again, I don't want to do that. I want to do Apple Pay, my face, that's it, and it gets sent to me. So that's why they're doing really, really well. But anyway, we're at time right now. Isabella, do you have a hard stop or no?
I don't have hard stop because I have a podcast, and I'm going today back
What
to
is this, your podcast day today? What are you?
Yeah, it just happened in an hour, so I still have time with you guys.
Yeah, for another 10 minutes. We just want to go through the couple that we have here.
Yeah.
So Ahmed says, also, please tell me how I can get reviews. I tried every legal way to get reviews, but unfortunately, I'm still struggling. Sell more product. I mean,
sell, and make sure your product is good enough. Yeah. If your product is good enough, the moment you click button on Amazon using Helium 10 or Smart Scout, or not Smart Scout, Seller Tools or something else, request reviews, people will give you the review because they loved your product. If your product is bad, nobody want to leave you a good review. You'll get bad reviews. And keep in mind, like your product, like selling on Amazon, you have 3 components: as a good product, conversion, and traffic. If your product is not really good, you will be struggling with the reviews a lot. Mm-hmm. You'll be struggling with everything else. You can't fix the product, you can fix the traffic and conversion. Like, for example, Barbara, if she will work with her listing a little bit better, her conversion will be much better. She will get better sales. She will be somewhere like really, really on top, right? Mm-hmm. But if the product is really bad, you will keep struggling. So take a look if your product is actually good.
And that's the thing. If you're a commoditized product, that's super hard too, because if you're commoditized and you're not playing into someone's pain where you're like, oh my God, you saved me time, you saved me money, you saved me stress, there's no compelling reason to leave you a review, right? So I order pull-ups for my kid on Amazon multiple times over on Subscribe and Save. I'm never going to leave a review for the product. It's fantastic. I can't live without them, but I'm never going to leave a review because it's not the kind of this Apple thing. Every time I do something, it goes
It's
up.
not
It goes.
Apple. It's not Apple. It's StreamYard and Zoom. They started doing
No,
this.
this is Apple. No, this is you could do this on your iPhone on FaceTime. You must have a
On
Mac.
FaceTime, you also can do. Yeah, on FaceTime, you can do.
Yeah. Crazy stuff. Regine says, is using Vine program helpful or not? I'm in a supplement niche. Sorry to hear that. It's a lot. It's very expensive. Always they post 4-star reviews, even if they enjoy the product, just to prove they're honest. LOL. Would you recommend Vine? Yeah, Vine is, you need Vine if you don't have any reviews. They're going to be subjective. They're not. It's not a guaranteed 5-star review. You're in a space that's supplements. It's supplements historically. I've not seen a supplement that has a 5-star review. I don't even see supplements that really have 4.5 stars for the most time, because what happens is you get products that are like miracle pills or miracle powder. People lose weight, gain weight, vision's perfect. So it's very, very hard and it's very, very polarizing. You're in a niche that you're never really going to have a lot of great reviews, and you're really going to have a lot of low stars. It's just from my experience. What do you think, Isabella?
So regarding Vine reviews on supplements, here's the skinny. If you're new, you shouldn't do supplements and Vine review. That's the period. If when you'll be launching your second supplement product with Vine reviews, you have to make sure you're communicating on your listing every single downside of your product. Example, we had a client so he was selling the product that is sticking to the teeth. And the problem of the product, that unless this product will have the ingredient that will be sticking to the teeth, then this product is not going to work. And he did not communicate it on a listing, and he got bad reviews, but this product worked. The moment we told him that he's supposed to communicate about it on the listing by saying, listen, you can verify the quality of the product only if this is happening. And now we turned negative side into the positive side. So if you learn your product and you understand what you're selling, you have to communicate it with your buyers. And then if somebody said like your product is sticking to the teeth, you can remove this review from Amazon because you communicated about it on your listing prior to their purchase. So as long as you understand your product and your product is good enough, nobody will give you a bad review. With supplements, unless you understand your product A to Z and Z to A, and you can talk about your product vertically in a parallel, don't go to supplements, because you will be messing up with the reviews and with the PPC and with everything else. It's the niche where you have to really dig into every single detail.
So the reason I pulled up Goalie, they're not a client of ours. It's a friend of mine owns this company, and I always pull it up as an example to show people this is $1 billion company, right? They over 78,000 sold in the past 38 days, past 30 days, right? So
just this listing.
It's a 4.4 with 359,000 reviews, right? This is a monster product, and it's not even a 4.5 star, right? So just keep that in perspective when you're doing supplements, because it's not always rainbows and sunshine with supplements. So it's very, very hard.
Yeah, it is hard. I was selling supplements and I exited supplement brand, and I would tell that was pretty successful, but I knew what I'm doing. Unless you don't know what you're doing, it's super, super hard, guys.
What were you in? Were you in like protein powder, capsules?
No. We've been in a woman beauty category, and we've been selling skincare and woman beauty category with supplements, and that was good. And I was lucky when I exited, because that was the boom of exiting business 2021. So I was just lucky with all this stuff. But anyway, I knew what I'm doing, and I failed with with 2 products with supplements as well. So, and that's why I can give this advice from personal experience as well.
Ahmed says, last video, my partner thanked you, John, for all your advices that we followed. in our launch, which is great. And I would like to thank you and all Mag and Steven, the great guy behind this great team. Oh, well, thank you. It's wonderful to hear that kind of
That's
stuff.
always nice to hear great reviews.
Yeah, what Steven said was Amazon
guys.
has.
I'm saying, like, see, John did something great, and you got a great review. So if your product will be doing something great for your clients, they will say the same.
There you go. It happens in real life too. What
Yeah.
Steven said was Amazon has maximized 500 characters for a search term section from 250 characters. Obviously not for all categories, for specific ones. Oh, okay, so that's what Steven was talking about. Yeah, so from 250 to 500 characters for the search term section. Got it. Mystery Mind says 3-in-1 charging is a low demand product, buddy. Did I say something?
Well, it's not just low demand. It's a very generic product. Like, you took the product, to my understanding, from Alibaba and shipped it on Amazon. Here is no differentiation. It's like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe I sold this product so many times in my life. And
what product are we talking about? Did we look at it already or no?
I just pulled it up. Yeah, he listed his he dropped in the comments a couple times.
This one right here?
Yep.
All right, let's take a look. Because when I for whatever reason, StreamYard, when you're like the host or whatever it is, it never lets you copy and paste. It's so frustrating. So you have to type it in.
I can do it for you.
Yeah.
Really?
5CHL. Here we go. I not type it in right.
You have to be. I can just do the screen share if you want me to.
Yeah, go ahead. You take over, because.
Yeah. Where are we? So that's us. Can you see my screen?
Let me add you to the thing. There we go. Perfect.
Okay. So I can't see you, but I am sharing the screen. So anyway, this product, again, correct me if I'm wrong. If you develop this product from scratch, then the way to go about this product, you had to do the pre-launch and like the whole campaign. But to my understanding, this product is just, you found it on Alibaba, you put your logo on it, probably you worked a little bit with the packaging, and you send it on Amazon. So it's a very, very generic product, super generic. With these products, likely it's overwhelmed with, and even we will take a look what is going on here. It's probably overwhelmed with the competition, with generic ones. So this one, because I just saw it, it's sponsored here. It's the same one. It's similar one. It's the same. So why I supposed to purchase your product if everyone is out there having already bigger amount of reviews? They have proven track record, and there is no difference in between you and them. So that's my first question.
It's a super commoditized product, right? So it's basically just buying it from China and just slapping your label on it. So the competition is going to be really, really rough. And also in the electronics category, it's not like supplements where you have 4 or 5 across in the SERP. You're in one straight column down in the SERP. So when you're organically number 7 or 8, it's not like you're 7 or 8 across left and right. You're 7 and 8 up and down. So you're a lot further down in the organics for sure.
So look here, we are having people, you're surrounded by people with 10,000 reviews, with 62,000 reviews, with 7,000 reviews. And you have around you prices like $19, $13. And Belkin is also there for $115. So it's, unfortunately, my personal opinion, you just chose this product wrong. So first choice, first step was not correct. You didn't validate the product. It's just like, okay, label, let's go. So
a lot of people do that because they want to just have that, oh, if this guy's selling 10,000 units, I want to sell 10,000 units. And they don't realize that your commodity, if you're not solving a problem, or if you're not making the product that's out there that's killing it better, why buy from you? There's no compelling reason.
Yeah, but, so If you still want to struggle, just work on the conversion of your listing, go to TikTok, ask somebody to review this product, making sure you're promoting it. Go to Deals with Kyla. Maybe she will post it in her channels, and then she will get commission. You'll get more sales. But it's not the opportunity you should go after.
Roughliner says, I'm still thinking about the 78,000 units in the last 30 days. I'm still trying to get to 5-digit units per month. Yeah, man. Listen, you gotta. He's one of our clients too. You gotta start selling that apple cider vinegar gummy, man, Brandon. You gotta get on that. Start slinging that snake oil. But we're at time. We're actually over time right now. So let me kind of do my spiel, and then we'll let you kind of plug whatever you got going on, Isabella. So, we're My Amazon Guy. We're a full service agency. We have everything under the sun here if you need it. We have our SOPs. We have our SOPs for sale. So if you want to get the Thanos level powers of Mag's team in your team's hands, we have our SOPs out there, where you can do either a lifetime access or a subscription for a year. We are always hiring, right? So I think from sales, you want to come work with me in sales. We're social media, everything under the sun. We have coaching. So we have a lot of our coaches out there. There I am, that handsome face. For any kind of CTR or merchandising efforts there, I'm happy to help you.
How are you more expensive than Steve?
Listen.
Or it's like per minute and per hour?
No, this is just an email question for $50.
Okay. Yeah, that's sort of.
How
but listen, still not bad. Question
how am I more expensive? I'm better than Steven. How is that even a question? I am the Amazon. No, I'm just kidding.
I am the Steve.
Please don't fire me. But that's us. And then Isabella, tell us where we can find you, where we can do what's going on with you, all that kind of good stuff.
Well, that's super simple and easy. Like you just pulled up our website.
So tell me, Ritz ARM versus Ritz Momentum. Tell me, like, that confuses me. Tell me.
So just go to the main page. Don't go to the services. So Ritz ARM, when we've been developing, is like we try to find like the simplest way to go with the domain. ARM is because ARM, like, you have to be strong. Okay. So it's like Ritz ARM. Ritz is always supporting you with your arm, like she's strong and blah blah blah.
Oh, you gotta do a new photo shoot then. If you go in like this, then that's what you gotta do. There you go.
Yeah, but I'm not that fancy right now. My daughter is. So, and Ritz Momentum, because you're in momentum and we're here with Ritz Momentum, making sure you are catching this momentum, and you are not postponing your life and your opportunities for tomorrow or after tomorrow and after tomorrow. And I want to remind everybody, your passport is not getting younger. We're getting older, and most of you is already halfway. Like, for example, I'm 40, you are 40. We're probably a little bit less than halfway given like today's life length, but very close, so whatever you're postponing to the future, it's still postponing, not taking the momentum today. And LinkedIn, you can find me there.
Yeah, and then sign up for your newsletter. That's a big thing I want to show people too.
Yeah, sign up for the newsletter. I promise every single one will be valuable. I guarantee you that. And Instagram, Ritz Momentum. Ritz Momentum, like sound Ritz Momentum. So yeah, you can find.
How is your Instagram game? Are you wow, your Instagram is pretty good. 29,000. Gee, what is it?
So this one is combined with my Russian speaking audience, and we added English speaking audience. And this is where my struggle is happening, because I had to transition all my Russian speaking audience to another account and keep this one as English speaking account. So Хорошо. Yeah. So yeah, those accounts, you can always reach out to me and find the way how you can grow your Amazon business, add a product to grow, or if you didn't launch the product yet, we can find the opportunity for you and validate this product to make sure you will not sell 3-in-1 charger, wireless charger. And because the Amazon is already risk, and our goal is to mitigate your risk. So.
Last thing I'll do this. I always show my LinkedIn. I always pull up I post every single day on LinkedIn, and here's a brand that we're talking with. You know, the before and after. You know, hero images and CTR is super, super important. You know, before, after. You know, 3 of the trifecta. You have to have, you know, show the actual product, show the ingredients, and show the compelling reason why not your competition. I think if you have those 3 things, right, showing the cream, showing the oats, and showing made in the USA, those are 3 super compelling things that why someone would want to buy it from you versus your competition. So every single day, I'm out here grinding on LinkedIn, trying to make it happen. And then last thing I'm going to show is this right here. What a great way to end the show. Rough Liners, quit my job at 40 to work for myself. Thank you, Mag. I mean, we've really taken him as a case study. I think we've increased his sales. What was it, Brandon? Like 378% in 6 weeks. So it's fantastic. But
Great.
Isabella, I appreciate you coming on. Yeah, I appreciate you coming on. I appreciate you staying a little bit over for us to talk a little bit more. And you know, I hope you come back again.
Yeah, thank you for having me, and good luck to everyone with your sales on Amazon and off Amazon as well.
Absolutely. Come back next week, guys. We'll be here. Thanks, Isabella.